Shalom, this is a new Ben Israel at the Island Hebrew. Today's video is called More Proof Mexicans Are Not Israelites. Fake 12 tribe chart. Let me get right into it. Solomon wrote the Song of Solomon as an expression of love between him and his young wife, a Shulamite. You're going to find this in Songs of Solomon 6:13. I'm going to read it. Songs of Solomon 6:13. Return, return, O Shulamite. Return, return, that we may look upon thee. What will ye see in the Shulamite? As it were the company of two armies. She was a princess in Song of Solomon. Her name has the sound of Shalom for peace and Yushalayim for Jerusalem. Although her identity is unknown, several suggestions have been made. She must have been a resident of Shunem, the little village in the tribe of Issachar, to the north of Jezreel, where the Philistines encamped against Saul. When you read 1 Samuel 28:4, let me read it for you. 1 Samuel 28:4. And the Philistines gathered themselves together and came and pitched in Shunem. And Saul gathered all Israel together, and they pitched in Gilboa. Okay, now let's continue. So this Shulamite woman, her name is I.S.U.P.K. She's a Shulamite. Now let's get back to where we left off, and where Elisha stayed for a while with a woman whose son was raised to life. One possible Shulamite woman mentioned in the Bible is I.S.U.P.K, the one I got on the screen right here. The woman who took care of King David. And you read about this in 1 Kings 1:1-15. I'm going to read it for you now. 1 Kings chapter 1, verse 1-5. I don't think I'm going to read all of it, but I'm going to read most of it. 1 Kings chapter 1, verse 1-5. Now King David was old and stricken in years, and they covered him with clothes, but he got no heat. That was trying to say he's an older man, and older people get cold. Verse 2. Wherefore his servant said unto him, let there be sought for my master the king a young virgin, and let her stand before the king, and let her cherish him, and let her lie in thy bosom, that my lord the king may get heat. Verse 3. So they thought for a fair damsel throughout all the coast of Israel, and found I.S.U.P.K, right here, a Shulamite, and brought her to the king. That's King David. Verse 4. And the damsel was very fair, and cherished the king, and ministered to him, but the king knew her not. So the king didn't have sex. King David didn't have sex with her. She just took care of him. She was a virgin. She slept in the bed with him and did everything for him. She's a Shulamite woman from a little village in the tribe of Issachar. Okay. Let me continue. We also know that Solomon married Pharaoh's daughter. You read about that in 1 Kings 3:1. However, nothing in the Songs of Solomon tells us definitely who she was. She must have been his first wife, since he later wrote in Ecclesiastes 9:9. And listen, remember, somebody said, oh, you don't have to read it. Yes, you do. You don't read the Bible like a Barnes and Noble book, like Christians do, and like all secular people do. Read like any original book. No, you read it precept upon precept, here a little, there a little, get the meaning, and that's how you get the meaning of it. Ecclesiastes 9:9. This is what it says. Enjoy life with the wife whom you love all the days of your life that he has given you under the sun. Later he sinned against Elohim, marrying an additional 699 wives. Remember, Solomon married 700 wives and 300 concubines. Find that 1 Kings 11:3. This showed King Solomon's first wife was I.S.U.P.K. This was his first wife. Remember, King David did not have sex with this lady. This shows King Solomon's first wife was I.S.U.P.K right here. And she lived in the village of Issachar. She is the woman spoke of in Songs of Solomon who said, I am black but comely. In Songs of Solomon 1:5. I'm black but comely. So how in the world are these modern day Mexicans calling themselves Issachar? And if you looked at one of my just recent videos that I put out, it was an interview against the author of Babylon and Timbuktu. He tells you that those other 10 tribes are still over there in Africa in that Middle East section. There are Israelites in Mexico, but they are Negro Israelites, treated just as bad as the Negroes in America and around the world. They're not white Mexicans or Indian Mexicans. You can forget that. Now look at when you go, and this is the Smith Bible Dictionary. When you put her name in I.S.U.P.K, there's several definitions, but this definition is you're going to find. And it says a beautiful Shemanite from Shuman in the tribe of Issachar, taken into David's harem to comfort him in his extreme old age. You find it in Kings 1, verse 1 and 4. It's small, but that's what this says right here. That's what that says. It says a beautiful Shemite from Shuman in the tribe of Issachar, taken into David's harem to comfort him in extreme old age. This is just more proof that fake 12 tribe chart is false. Mostly all those camps are preaching false doctrine. Some of the stuff, a lot of the stuff they preach is true, but this stuff is fake. And when you start making fake doctrine, your whole thing is not noteworthy. It can't be relied upon. Modern day Mexicans are not Israelites. The only Mexican Israelites are the Negro ones with Negro fathers, Numbers 1:18. Hopefully this was edifying. The dictionary that you can look up is called the Smith Bible Dictionary. You look up this lady's name, I.S.U.P.K. She was one of the women brought into King David's harem to comfort him in his old age and to keep him warm. She became a wife of Solomon because she never slept with King David. He never knew her, the scripture says. So hopefully this has been edifying. Don't believe the lies of these camps. I'm going to give praise and honor to the Most High Yahweh, and praise to his son Yahushai, and to the rebirth of the house of David. Until next time, Shalom.